Taurus, sit down. What I'm about to tell you now will hurt at first, but it will set you free forever. A choice is coming into your life that you can't avoid, postpone, or pretend doesn't exist. In the coming days, you'll have to choose between your family and your mission, between maintaining peace within your family circle and following your soul's calling, between being who your family expects you to be and being who you truly came to be in this life. I know just hearing this has already made your heart sink. I know your first reaction is to think, that will never happen to me, or there must be a way to reconcile the two. But there isn't. The moment in your life has come when these two forces will collide so intensely that you will have to make a definitive decision. And I need to prepare you for this, because when the time comes, you will have only a few seconds to choose the path that will define the rest of your existence. For years, you managed to balance these two aspects of your life. You managed to keep your family happy while secretly nurturing your true dreams. You managed to fulfill the role expected of you while keeping deep in your heart what you truly wanted to do. But that time is over. The universe has decided you've grown enough, learned enough, and postponed enough. Now it's time to choose which side of life you truly belong on. The choice that lies ahead isn't about small adjustments or compromises. It's about two completely opposite directions. On one side, the safe path, continuing to be the person your family knows and approves of, maintaining traditions, following expectations, preserving family harmony. On the other side, the path of truth, fully embracing your life's mission, even if it means disappointing the people you love, even if it means breaking generations-old family patterns. You already know your true mission. You may be trying to hide it from yourself, you may be pretending not to know, but deep down, you've always known. There's something you came to do in this world that's far greater than the expectations placed on you. Something that makes your eyes shine when no one's looking. Something you practice in secret, study in secret, dream of doing when you finally have permission. Well, permission will never come. You'll have to take it. Can you feel that there's a part of you that's dying inside every day? You pretend to be someone you're not. What makes this choice even more difficult is that your family may not be doing anything wrong. They may genuinely love you, care about you, and want what they believe is best for your life. But the problem is, they don't know your soul. They know the version of you that has learned to conform to family expectations. They love the mask you wear to keep the peace. And when you finally take off that mask to show who you really are, they may not recognize the person underneath. But regardless of when you were born, all Tauruses will face the same fundamental question. Will you continue living to please others? Or will you ultimately live to fulfill the purpose for which your soul chose to incarnate on this planet? Will you choose the emotional security of being accepted by your family or the spiritual fulfillment of being true to your essence? Do you have the courage to disappoint the people you love so as not to disappoint the life you were born to live? Taurus, I need you to understand something crucial. This choice isn't here to punish you. It's here to free you. For years, you carried a weight that wasn't yours. You tried to be the perfect son, the exemplary brother, the family member everyone could count on to keep things the way they always were. But in doing so, you betrayed the most important person in your life, yourself. Your soul chose to be born into this specific family because it knew it would find the lessons it needed to learn here. But it also knew there would come a time when it would have to break family patterns to fulfill its greater mission. You were not born to repeat your parents' lives or to maintain traditions that don't make sense to who you are. You were born to evolve, to create something new, to leave your unique mark on the world. The tension you've been feeling lately is no coincidence. It's your soul preparing for the choice that's coming. It's your true self growing increasingly impatient with the limited life you've been leading. It's your life purpose struggling to emerge, even if it means breaking the expectations of those important to you. Over the next few weeks, You'll begin to notice increasingly clear signs that this choice is approaching. Familiar conversations that make you uncomfortable because you know you can no longer pretend to agree. Situations where you feel the urge to speak your truth but hold back to avoid creating conflict. Moments where you look at your life and wonder if this is really what you want for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Pay special attention to your dreams during this period. They will begin to symbolically reveal the conflict you're experiencing. Also pay attention to your physical reactions when you're in familiar surroundings. If you feel heavy, tired, or as if you're wearing ill-fitting clothing, these are signs that you're betraying your true nature to maintain harmony. And most importantly, pay attention to those moments when you feel most alive, most yourself. These are usually moments when you're doing something related to your true mission, away from the eyes and judgment of your family. These moments are clues to what your life could be if you had the courage to choose authenticity over approval. Have you ever noticed that you feel like a completely different person when you're following your true passion versus when you're fulfilling family obligations? The choice that lies ahead will be presented to you in a very clear and definitive way. It won't be an ambiguous situation where you can try to please both sides. It will be a situation where you will have to take a stand, declare who you truly are, and accept the consequences of that declaration. It could be a direct ultimatum from your family. It could be a unique opportunity related to your mission that will require you to make a radical decision. It could be a situation where pretending to agree with your family will force you to betray your soul in a way you can no longer tolerate. Whatever it is, when it happens, you'll know immediately that the moment has arrived. You'll feel a tightness in your chest, a quickening of your heart, a mental clarity that cuts through all the confusion and excuses you've been using to postpone this decision. And in that moment, you'll have to choose the easy and familiar path or the true and unknown path. Taurus, I know the thought of disappointing your family scares you more than anything else. I know you were raised to believe that being a good person means putting others' needs before your own. I know you associate love with sacrifice, loyalty with conformity, but I need to show you that there's a fundamental difference between loving your family and sacrificing yourself for them. True love doesn't require you to hide who you are. True love celebrates your authenticity, even when it's different from what was expected. True love wants to see you fulfilled and happy, not controlled and limited. If your family can only accept you when you're being a false version of yourself, then what they love isn't really you. It's the role you play in keeping the family system functioning the way it always has. When you finally choose your mission over family expectations, some people may be hurt, confused, even angry. They may try to make you feel guilty, selfish, or ungrateful. They may use your love for them as a weapon to force you back into your old role. But you need to understand that this reaction isn't about you. It's about their fear that you'll find the courage they never had to live your own truths. Your decision to be authentic will mirror to them all the choices they didn't make, all the dreams they abandoned to maintain peace, all the times they chose security over fulfillment. And this will deeply bother them. But it's not your responsibility to remain small so that others don't feel uncomfortable with your greatness. It's not your job to remain trapped so that others don't have to face their own prisons. The truth is, when you finally choose your mission and start living authentically, you'll become a powerful example for your family. It may take time, months, even years, but eventually they'll see how you blossomed when you stopped trying to be who they wanted you to be. They'll see the light in your eyes, the energy in your voice, the passion in your way of life. And some of them may even find the courage to make their own difficult choices. Of course, it's also possible that some family members will never accept your decision, and this is one of the most painful parts of this choice. You may have to accept that some family relationships will completely transform or even end. This doesn't mean you don't love these people. It means you love your own soul enough not to sacrifice it for the sake of relationships that only exist when you deny who you truly are. But here's something that might surprise you. When you finally choose your mission, people will appear in your life who will form a new spiritual family. People who love you exactly for who you are, not in spite of who you are. People who celebrate your unique talents instead of trying to mold them into pre-established molds. People who support you in your mission instead of trying to convince you to abandon it. The universe won't leave you orphaned when you choose authenticity. It will connect you with your true tribe, those souls who came to support your mission and be supported by you in theirs. You'll discover that it's possible to have deep, meaningful relationships based on mutual truth rather than inherited expectations. During this period of preparation for your choice, I want you to reflect on something important. What legacy do you want to leave? When your life comes to an end, do you want to be remembered as someone who was a good family member but never fulfilled their true potential? Or as someone who had the courage to follow their calling, even when it meant disappointing some of the people they loved? Think about your ancestors, who may have made the same choice you're facing. How many of them sacrificed their dreams to maintain family peace? How many of them took their unique talents to the grave because they didn't have the courage to break family expectations? How many of them lived lives of silent regret, always wondering, what if? You have the opportunity to break this pattern, to be the first in your family line to choose fulfillment over approval, to show future generations that it's possible to honor your family while honoring your own soul. But to do so, you'll have to be brave enough to be the first to take that leap of faith. Your life mission is not a hobby or a fanciful dream. It is the purpose for which your soul chose to incarnate on this planet at this specific time in history. It is your unique contribution to the evolution of humanity. When you deny your mission to keep others comfortable, you are not only harming yourself, you are depriving the world of the gift you came to deliver. Imagine what your life would be like if you were born into a family that celebrated your mission from the very beginning. A family that encouraged you to develop your unique talents, supported you in pursuing your wildest dreams, saw you for who you truly are, and loved you for that very reason. How would you feel? What would your energy be like? What would your self-confidence be like? Well, this family may not exist in your physical world, but it does in the spiritual world. There is a family of souls that knows you, loves you, and supports you unconditionally. And when you finally choose your mission over earthly expectations, you will connect with this spiritual family in a tangible and transformative way. The upcoming choice will also reveal something important about you, your true strength. You've always seen yourself as someone who avoids conflict, who prefers harmony, who will do anything to maintain peace. But when the time comes to defend your soul, you'll discover an inner power you never knew you had. You'll discover that you can be firm without being cruel, determined without being selfish, and true to yourself without losing your capacity to love. This strength you'll discover isn't aggressive or destructive. It's the strength of truth, the strength of someone who has finally stopped hiding and decided to shine fully. It's a magnetic force that attracts opportunities, people, and experiences that align with who you truly are. It's the strength you've always had, but were wasting trying to be someone you're not. Taurus, in the days leading up to your final decision, you may feel fear, anxiety, and even despair. This is normal when you're about to make such a radical transition in your life. Your mind may try to convince you that there's a third option, a middle ground that allows you to keep everyone happy. But deep down, you know it's time to stop trying to please everyone and start living for what truly matters. Trust the process unfolding in your life. Trust the wisdom of your soul that orchestrated this situation to force you to finally make the choice you've been putting off for so long. Trust your ability to deal with the consequences of your decision, whatever they may be. But most importantly, trust that when you choose your mission, the universe will reorganize itself to support that choice. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. There are other Tauruses around the world facing the same choice. There are people in every family and every culture who have reached this crossroads where they had to choose between conformity and authenticity. And those who had the courage to choose authenticity have never regretted it, even when the path was difficult. Your family may not understand your decision now, but eventually they will see the fruits of your choice. They will see how you blossomed when you stopped trying to be an edited version of yourself. They will see the positive impact you are having on the world by following your true mission. And some of them may even find inspiration in your courage to make their own authentic choices. The choice between family and mission is coming, Taurus. Not because the universe wants to punish you or force you to abandon the people you love, but because it's time to stop living a half-life. It's time to discover what's possible when you stop hiding and decide to fully live who you truly are. If this message reached you, it's because you're ready to face this choice. You wouldn't receive this warning if you didn't have the strength to make the right decision. Share in the comments if you already feel this tension growing in your life, this tension between what your family expects and what your soul is asking for. Your experiences will help other Tauruses prepare for their own choices. Subscribe to the channel now because you'll need support during this transition. You'll need guidance on how to stick to your decision when family pressures intensify. You'll need reminders of why this choice is necessary when guilt tries to make you back out. The choice is coming, Taurus, between your family and your mission, between approval and authenticity, between security and fulfillment, between the person they want you to be and the person you truly are. I trust that when the time comes, you will have the courage to choose your soul, because in the end, that's the only choice that truly matters.